I had three questions that I had sent in advance. I didn't know how it was going to work, but so I don't know. I guess but the general one, I mean, I could ask those, but in general, I really appreciate all your input and your feedback and your commentary on your experiences. But it's interesting that you have, you're saying you don't have subjective guidelines, which is very interesting. Um, could you say specifically what you're like? I understand some do have FAR, maybe some have a square foot limit, some have height limits. Could you just say specifically what your limits are, and what the typical square foot size home is allowed then?
And Greg, in respect for, I'm going to put you back on mute because there's so many questions. So we're going to let you have that one, and then I'm going to put you back on mute.
Well, could I just do one follow-up then? That
If we get through the rest of them. Yep, absolutely. But we want the panelists to take that question. Absolutely. Dale, did you?
I can start by saying that our FAR or FAR rule is 0.5. So for instance, I built a house on a lot that was 5,670 square feet. I could have built a 2,835 square foot house on a limit of 30 feet height. I built a 2-story house with a 1,750 square feet, much smaller than what my limit would be. But there's certainly people who would have been building out to that limit back at that time. I think that limit has been cut down just a little bit since then. And the height limit went from 35 feet down to 30 feet. So there's a FAR of 0.5. There are setbacks. Setbacks vary depending upon the lot size. I've already alluded to the point ranking system, and there is also a lot coverage, percent of lot coverage. And unfortunately, I don't remember what that is today, but it's in the range of 65 or 0.65, I think. And we have, our lots are probably not that dissimilar from Excelsior, except we have probably more regular lots and you have a lot more irregular lots. We too have larger lots near water and smaller lots in the perimeter, in the interior. But probably our average lot is around 45 by 135 or up to 150 if we don't have an alley. We have some lots with alleys and some without.
I'll just say quickly, if you go to my website, onebighome.com, and you click on further resources, you can find a listing of many towns in the country and their actual specific bylaws for house size. And I just forwarded Kilmark's, our town's bylaw, to Jody. So Jody, perhaps you could, or Peter, you could help forward that to this gentleman. We basically had a 3,500 square foot limit on 3 acres of living area. And then with every additional acre, as I said, you got 500 square feet, but above 5,500, you had to get a special permit. So 3,500 as of right, up to 5,500, you have some special criteria you have to meet. And above that, you can't go, sorry. Above 5,500, you can't go unless you have more land. So we eventually got to a hard limit, but we find that most people don't want to go through the hassle of kind of fighting it. We've not been sued. That was a big threat from the other side when we passed this bylaw in 2013, that we're going to have lawsuits. The town can't afford lawsuits, and knock on wood, we haven't had one lawsuit. People just, somehow they get it. It was almost like a zeitgeist moment, but the citizens had to stand up to say, let's do something.
Thank you.